who spared their valuable time to join this session. Today, we are conducting the 13th session of the series Learning from Legends. Let me share with you two main objectives of this session. The first one is to inculcate leadership qualities in the youth, and the second one is to hone their public speaking skills by giving them an opportunity to speak on this platform. In today's session, we have students from different schools in different cities who will be dwelling upon the various aspects of the personality of Shri Ram Nath Goenka. We will be celebrating his 124th birth anniversary on 22nd of April 2026. Now, initially, let me tell you people that Ramnath Goenka, many of the people do not know this name, but there's a famous newspaper, Indian Express. I think everybody has heard of this newspaper. And he was the founder of this newspaper. And one special thing about this paper, the distinctive factor, is that you see Times of India, you see Hindustan Times, other newspapers for that matter. They all contain so many pages. They are bulky, 20, 30, 40 pages. But Indian Express is a very sleek paper with minimum number of pages. You know why? The reason is it does not have so many advertisements, ads. Other newspapers are full of ads. And you know, ads is the source of revenue, earning for a newspaper. But why Indian Express stands out? It is not greedy for ads. It only has very limited number of advertisements. Now, something about Ramnath Goenka, what made him great. Ramnath Goenka was a legendary Indian newspaper publisher and the founder of Indian Express Group, widely recognized for his fearless, independent, and anti-establishment leadership style. He is regarded as a true freedom fighter who championed the cause of the freedom of press both before and after India's independence. Ramnath Goenka is most remembered for standing up to powerful establishments, including British regime before the independence and the Congress regime headed by Indira Gandhi during the emergency 1975 to 1977. It was during this time that Ramnath Goenka left the editorial page blank. You know, there's editorial page in the center. So there was a pressure from the government that it should be censored, approved by the government, whatever is being printed. So Ramnath Goenka, he left the editorial page blank, though during that time as a matter of protest. Sorry. He viewed journalism as a social purpose and a medium of communication rather than just a profit center. His commitment to truth and democratic values earned him the reputation of warrior of the fourth estate. The newspapers are called the fourth estate.
ब्राउजर तो कर ला.
One more thing, anybody who's going to make noise in between, any sounds will be removed from the session. Please keep yourself on mute. We will not allow anyone speaking, any unnecessary noise coming in. The 8 speakers will be dwelling upon the following topics. First one, from humble beginnings to national influence, early life lessons of Ramnath Goenka. Second, a patriot first, Ramnath Goenka's role in India's freedom movement. Third, building the Indian Express, vision, courage, nation building. Fourth, public life with a purpose, from Constituent Assembly to the Parliament. Fifth, standing tall against power, Ramnath Goenka and the emergency. Sixth, excellence in journalism, legacy of Ramnath Goenka Award. You know, Ramnath Goenka, because of his policies, he became so famous. It is the logo of this newspaper is Journalism of Courage. If you see the newspaper Indian Express, so there's an award in his name, Ramnath Goenka Awards. They are given for journalists who are working fearlessly, independently, and publishing very good news without any fear or favor. Seventh is rising after setbacks, how Ramnath Goenka faced failures and challenges. And the 8th, entrepreneurship beyond degrees, ethics over profit. We have students from RKG Global School, Ghaziabad, BB Surinder Kaur, Malwa School, Punjab, Dashmesh Public School, Faridkot, Punjab, Major Ajab Singh Convent School, Faridkot, Punjab, MIT, Andhra Pradesh, JP Public School, Greater Noida, and Innovative Global School, Bathinda, Punjab. As I said earlier, all the participants, please remain on mute until you're called upon to speak. There should not be any noise unnecessary in your room or in your vicinity. Otherwise, we'll have to remove you. Now, there are two small things which I want to mention for your career. One is those of you who are planning to join the defense forces, they have to clear the written exam first conducted by UPSC, and then there is SSB, Service Selection Board, interview. It is a test, 5-day tests are there. So for that, we have Group Captain Prabhakaran, who has been the president of SSB, and he has been a co-author in my book, Gateway to a Challenging Armed Forces Career. So those of you who need any guidance for SSB, you can contact me after clearing your exam or any other guidance if you want, and I will also help you to contact Group Captain Prabhakaran, who will give you expert guidance in this matter. The other stream is those who want to join the UPSC. You must have heard UPSC exam. A lot of students are aspirants for UPSC. They do their engineering, medical, graduation, whatever, and then they spend 2 to 3 years preparing for the UPSC exam. But there is an organization, Tathastu. In that, you can take admission after class 12. Just after passing class 12, you get admission in Tathastu, and they will prepare you for a graduation degree, help you to get a graduation, and then alongside, they will also help you to prepare for the UPSC. So immediately after 3 years, when you finish your graduation, you can straight away appear for the UPSC prelims, and thereafter the mains and interview. This is not a promotion, it's just an information. If you want any further information on this, you may contact me separately. Now, without much ado, let me introduce you to this presenter of today's session. She is a student of class 10 at BB Surinder Kaur Badal Malwa School, Gidarba, Shri Muksar Sahib, Punjab. She enjoys reading, listening songs, singing, and drawing. She won a gold medal in zonal level athletics. Her aim is to join the Indian Army through the National Defense Academy. Very nice. I appreciate that. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Anurit Kaur with a huge round of applause. Over to you, Anurit.
Thank you so much, sir, for the introduction. Good evening to all present over here. I'm Anurit Kaur, anchor of today's session. I would like to thank Colonel Pradeep Khare, sir, for giving me an opportunity to host this session. Colonel Pradeep Khare is a veteran of the Indian Army. He is a TEDx speaker as well as runs a motivational YouTube channel. He is the author of 12 motivational books. He is the founder of Garib Ki Gullak Foundation, which facilitates medical treatment of poor people. It is his brainchild to start these sessions, learning from legends and becoming better. So to introduce you with the rules of how we will be following through the session, each speaker will be given 4 minutes and there will be a timer at 3 minutes. I would like to invite the first speaker of today, Adiva Singh. She is studying in class 11 in Jappy Public School, Greater Noida. She enjoys reading and painting. She is a CBSE level table tennis player. She aspires to work in Big Four. She is going to speak on the topic from humble beginnings to national influence, early life lessons of Ramnath Goenka. Over to you, Adiva Singh.
Thank you so much. Imagine a time when speaking the truth could land you in prison, when newspapers were silenced and fear ruled the nation. In that moment of darkness, one man refused to bow down. Ram Nath Goenka. Good evening, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. Today, On the birth anniversary of Ramnath Goenka, I invite you to reflect the life of a man who proved that success is not defined by degrees but by courage, conviction, and vision. Born in Darbhanga in 1904, Goenka did not come from privilege in education. His formal schooling was limited and he did not attend elite institutions. Instead, he was pushed early into business. By conventional standards, his beginnings were ordinary, perhaps even unremarkable. But what set him apart?
All the speakers are requested to mute themselves if they are not speaking.
Salt treat या फिर यार बताओ ना, फिर उसी हिसाब से मैं कपड़े पहनूंगी ना.
चार चाय कॉल तो कॉल करिए.
The speakers are requested to mute themselves if they are not speaking.
Adiba, please continue. Why have you stopped?
Sir, there was some disturbance. That's
Yeah, I'll
why.
remove them. I'll remove these people. You
Thank you,
continue.
sir. But what set him apart? What was he believed? What he had? As a young man, he moved to Madras, where his restless spirit refused to settle for predictable life. In 1932, he launched what would become one of the India's most powerful newspapers, the Indian Express. This was not just the birth of a newspaper, it was the beginning of a mission. During India's freedom struggle, inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, Goenka adopted values of simplicity, truth, and resistance. He gave up luxury, wore khadi, and sorry, and used his newspaper as a voice against injustice. Even under British rule, when censorship was strict, he chose truth over safety. And this courage did not fade with independence, it grew even stronger. His finest test came during the Indian emergency, at a time when freedom of the press was crushed and fear silenced many voices. And but during all these uncertainties, Goenka stood firm. Many voices tried to board him, tried to suppress him, but he bowed to authority. He resisted. His newspaper became a symbol of defiance, even publishing blank spaces to protest censorship. Imagine the courage to risk everything for truth. Goenka believed that journalism was not just a profession, but a powerful responsibility. He challenged the powerful figures of India, from Indira Gandhi to industrial giants like Dhirubhai Ambani, whenever he believed the public deserved the truth. But let us be clear, he was not a perfect man. He was known to be tough, sometimes even autocratic. Yet it is often such complex personalities that change history. What mattered most was his unwavering commitment to freedom and integrity. Today, his legacy lives on through the Ramnath Goenka Excellence in Journalism Awards, which continue to honor fearless journalism. So, what can we as students learn from his life? First, degrees do not define your destiny. Goenka had limited formal education, yet he built a media empire that shaped a nation. Second, values are your true strength. In moments of pressure, it is your principles that guide your choices. And third, courage is non negotiable, whether it is a classroom, a career, or life. Standing up For what is right is what truly defines success. Friends, uh, in today's world, we often chase marks rather than thinking what's actually going to shape our career. And but Ramnath Goenka's life reminds us that real success lies in daring to think differently, daring to speak the truth, and daring to stand alone when necessary. Let us not just remember him today, let us learn from him. Because in the end, it is not education alone, but courage and vision that create history. Thank you.
All of you switch on your cameras. All the speakers I have told you earlier also, you need to keep your cameras on. Thank you. Yes,
A
please
huge
carry.
round of applause. A huge round of applause for Ariva Singh. Now, the second speaker of today is Swadha Sharma. She is a student of class 10th in JP Public School, Greater Noida. Her hobbies are writing, painting, and sketching. She was awarded a certificate in MUN as well. She aspires to be a designer. She is going to speak on the topic of Patriot First, Ramnath Goenka's role in India's freedom movement. Over to you, Swadha Sharma.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Sharma, and my topic is a patriot. A patriot is not just someone who loves their country times, but someone who stands for it even in the most difficult times. Ramnath Goenka was one such fearless personality. He was not a soldier fighting on the battlefield, but he was a warrior of truth who used journalism as his strongest weapon. During India's freedom struggle, inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, he decided to serve the nation through media. He took charge of the Indian Express, which soon became a powerful voice against British rule. At a time when people were afraid to speak, his newspaper spoke boldly. Through his writings, he supported nationalist causes and helped awaken public consciousness. He made people aware of injustice and inspired them to think about freedom and unity. At a time when the British tried to control the press and restrict freedom of expression, Ramnath Goenka did not step back. His famous editorial "Heartstrings and Purse Strings" clearly showed his protest against injustice. Even after independence, his journey as a patriot did not stop. During the emergency in 1975, when the freedom of the press was restricted, many people remained silent, but Ramnath Goenka stood firm. His life also teaches us many important values. He had fearless independence, strong determination, and deep moral principles. Even with limited education and many struggles in his early life, he achieved great success. He also served the nation as a member of Constituent Assembly and contributed to building the foundation of independent India. His work and dedication to inspire journalists and citizens even today. We may be students today, but we are the future of our country. If we stay truthful, responsible, and brave, we too can contribute to our nation in our own way. Thank you.
Thank you, Swadha Sharma. You clearly brought out his courage and dedication to truth. Now, the third speaker of today is Ashwin Kaur. She is studying in class 10th in Innovative Global School, Bathinda. She likes playing games. She is an active member of sports club, district rugby and chess player. She aims to be an engineer. She is going to speak on the topic building the Indian Express, vision, courage, and nation building. Over to you, Ashwin Kaur.
Ashwin, please unmute yourself.
Fearless journalist Ramnath Goenka. He was a visionary who believed about serving the nation. When he took over the Indian Express, it was not just a powerful institution that we know today. Through strategic thinking and unwavering commitment to truth, he expanded it into one of the most respected newspapers in India. His journey teaches us the importance of vision. Goenka didn't just see a newspaper like a business. He saw it as a platform that could shape public opinion and question the authority. But what truly sets him apart in his journey? His courage during the dark period of emergency in India, when the freedom of press was under severe threats, when many institutions chose silence, but Ramnath Goenka stood strong. Then, the Indian Express was one of the few newspapers that resisted censorship and continued to uphold the truth even at big risk. It was not easy, it required bravery to stand against authority and to face the risk of business loss. Another key lesson from his journey is the importance of nation building. He believed that strong institutions are the backbone of strong nation. By building the Indian Express on the pillars of courage, integrity, and accountability, he proved that journalism can be force for good, a force that exposes injustice, supports the voiceless, and keeps the system transparent. Finally, his journey gives us an important message that success is not just about achievements, but about serving the nation. He also believed that institutions built upon values outlives individuals. Dear friends, in today's life, whether we become a journalist, a teacher, or a leader, we must carry his principles forward that are vision to dream, courage to stand before truth, and commitment to serve the nation. Let us take inspiration and strive to become a courageous and responsible individual. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwin Kaur. Your confidence and clarity made your speech even more impactful. Now, the fourth speaker of today is Ritvik Arora. He is studying in class 10th in Dashmesh Public School. His hobbies are reading science fiction thrillers and about current affairs. He won a silver medal in Social Studies Olympiad. His aim in life is to join Indian judiciary. He is going to speak on the topic Public Life with Purpose from Constituent Assembly to Parliament. Over to you, Ritvik Arora.
Yeah, Ritvik, unmute yourself and start.
Ritvik Arora, you're requested to speak.
Unmute and speak.
Ritvik Arora, unmute yourself and start your speech.
Hello. What happened? Why don't When you ask somebody in your house, nobody's there. Leave it. We'll call you in the end. He is having some problem. Anurit, you call the next speaker. Now we'll call him at the end.
Okay, sir. So the fifth speaker of today's session is Gurpreet Singh Brad. He's studying in class 10th in Dashmesh Public School, Faridkot. His hobby is playing cricket. He won a silver medal in school games at district level. His aim in life is to become a cricketer. He is going to speak on the topic Standing Tall Against Power, Ramnath Goenka and Emergency. Over to you, Gurpreet Singh Brad.
My paper was born through Congress, but I never took a party line. That's what press legend Ramnath Goenka said when he was in the period of emergency. Ramnath Goenka. Good evening to all the respected authorities and my fellow mates. Today I, Gurpreet Singh Brad from the Smash Public School, Faridkot, is going to give a speech on Ramnath Goenka, a press legend. First, let's see what are the reasons what make him so respected even today in the world, outside our country. The first main reason is his honesty in his views, in his writings. But the main reason in it is it what was his opposition against the government, his struggle, his fearlessness against the government during the emergency. Well, what was emergency and why was it declared? In 1975, due to some internal disturbance, our ex-Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, declared an emergency that also that also led to suspension of many civil liberties like press freedom. That made Ramnath Goenka very worried because in a democracy, the freedom of press is the very main factor what makes it democratic, meaning having the people's power. According to him, if we can't write against our own leaders, even writing facts is a crime, then it is not a democratic country. Then the Indian Express is just a paper, not a newspaper. During the emergency, he gave a strong response. He and his members published a blank editorial that highlighted the censorship of the government. This was a lasting symbol of that era. Another man, Arun Shore, he also helped him. They both had a strong leadership qualities. They both had strong leadership qualities, were very good at, at exposing the government. They exposed government, published very high impacting reports. Ramnath Goenka was also a supporter of Jayaprakash Narayan and the Janata Party. At that time, he supported them financially, providing strategies, and also he he was a big supporter because he backed them through media. After Congress lost the 1977 elections, a crowd gathered outside his home and outside the building in Delhi, the building of the Indian Express. But why? Because they thought it as a win of democracy, a win in which the people won, not the powerful ones. This was the starting, or what should I say, this was the end of that revolution. And the main thing is, it tells us that what was the message? The message here given is that courage is not about favoring the powerful, just saying he is good. It is about favoring what is right, whether for the rich or for the poor. There were many inherited characteristics of him, or what I should say, like fearlessness, honesty, that the youth in our country should learn. And I believe one day they will learn and they will become like Ramnath Goenka, one or two. I don't know many, but one or two will come. They will come like Ramnath Goenka. It is my belief. I think it is my belief. And this is all I have. Thank you. Thank you, all my friends. Thank you, all the respected authorities, for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Guneet Singh Brar. You reminded us why Ramnath Goenka's life is still relevant today. The sixth speaker of today is Karthik Rao. He is a student of class 10th in RKG Global School, Ghaziabad. His hobbies are playing soccer and writing stories. His aim in life is to become a doctor. He is going to speak on the topic Excellence in Journalism, the legacy of Ramnath Goenka Awards. Over to you.
Thank you. The pen versus power philosophy. Ramnath Goenka understood a fundamental truth that many today have forgotten. The pen is not an ornament, it is a weapon. He believed that if you hold the truth in your hand, you hold more power than any minister, tycoon, or autocrat. When the lights of democracy flickered out during the emergency in 1975, it was Goenka who refused to let the darkness take hold. While others were covering or capitulating, he stood tall. He faced harassments, financial intimidation, and the crushing weight of the state. He didn't just publish the news, he kept the conscience of a nation alive when it was being systematically silenced. He believed in journalism with a spine. He famously stated that he didn't care of the options of those in high office if those opinions were brought with silence. He taught us that a journalist's primary responsibility is to be upright, to stand tall even when standing alone. For Goenka, the Indian Express was never a mouthpiece for a political party. He viewed passionship as a poison that corrupts the newsroom. He was a man who challenged every government of his time, regardless of its stripe, because he understood that the role of the press is to serve the public, not to the politicians. His legacy is defined by his commitment to the marginalized. He believed that a story isn't worth telling unless it reaches those who cannot speak for themselves. He turned the spotlight on struggles of the common man, making the corridors of power tremble with the resonance of the commerce voice. Under the stewardship, the Indian Express became the gold standard. It was a newspaper that prioritized hard, investigate work over sensationalship headlines. Today, we live in an era of post-truth, where disinformation travels faster than the facts. Goenka lived life is a manual for the digital age. He reminded us that in
Yes, Anurit?
Yes, sir.
may I?
Yes. Why have you stopped between? Karthik, have you finished?
Sir, somebody said wait. Sir, somebody said wait.
No, no one said wait. No, no, no.
Okay.
You continue, then continue.
Make no
Finish.
The journalist must be its fiercest guardian. Make no mistake, fearlessness has a
Wait.
cost. Goenka, Goenka lost money, lost friends, and faced legal battles that would have broken lesser men. But he knew that the cost of not
Stop.
being fearless is a far higher. The cost of the erosion of the public trust and the death of an informed citizen. As
Just
I
a minute.
conclude, let us remember that the
Sir, it's Anureet, the other Anureet who is like unmuting and saying wait or stop.
Who's
You
this
may
other?
move.
Who's other
But
Anurit? There's one more Anurit. I can't see.
I don't know who that is.
Where's the other one? Anurit. There's no
Sir,
other.
they left.
Huh?
Sir, the user left right now.
Huh? No, I don't see any Anurit there. No other Anurit. Parmeet Kaur is there. Ashmin.
Sir,
Somebody
they
said,
left right now. When I told you, na, the user left.
I'll remove them. If they speak, I'll remove them. Already removed two of them. I have
Yeah.
removed two of them who are making noise, disturbing. Please carry on, Karthik.
yes, thank you, sir. As I conclude, let us remember that the vigil of democracy is eternal. Ramnath Goenka did not leave us as a finished task, he left us an unfinished mission. He taught us that when the press goes to sleep, democracy begins to wither. Thank you for your important time.
Thank you, Karthik Rao. I really appreciate how you emphasize his fearless journalism and strong values. The seventh speaker of today is Kushdeep Kaur. She is studying in plus two non-medical in Major Ajab Singh Convent School, Faridkot. Her hobbies are writing, book reading, painting, sketching. She is a state level champion in volleyball. Her aim in life is to join Indian Army. She is going to speak on the topic rising after setbacks. How Ramnath Goenka faced failures and challenges. Over to you, Kushdeep.
Good evening, everybody. I am Prashdeep Kaur from Major Ajap Singh Convent School, Jaunwara. Firstly, I would like to thank Pradeep Khare sir for giving me this opportunity to speak from this platform. Thank you, sir. Today, I am going to deliver a speech on the topic Rising After Setbacks, how Ramnath Goenka faced challenges and his struggle. A free press is not a luxury, it is a necessity. With these words of Ramnath Goenka, I begin today to tell a story, not just of a media tycoon, but of a warrior who treated printing press like a battlefield. We often talk about business empires in terms of profit margins and market share, but for Ramnath Goenka, the founder of the Indian Express, business was a mission of defiance. His journey wasn't a smooth climb, it was a series of high stake gambles where the currency wasn't just money, it was his very freedom. Imagine owning one of the largest newspaper chains in the country and suddenly finding your credit lines choked, your electricity cut off, and your newsprint supply strangled. During the 1975 emergency, Goenka faced the full might of an angry state. The government didn't just want to censor his words, they wanted to bankrupt his spirit. They withdrew all the government advertisements that are the lifeblood of any paper and pressured private banks to stop his loans. At one point, the Indian Express was so financially crippled that it was operating on a day-to-day basis, literally on the brink of closure. Goenka was faced with a choice: surrender his editorial independence to save his business or to lose the business to save his soul. He chose the latter. He famously left the editorial page blank as a mark of protest when the censorship became unbearable. The criticism he faced was relentless. He was called an anarchist, a political meddler, and a businessman who didn't know how to run a company. His critics argued that his confrontational style was bad for business, and on the paper they were right. His debt was mounting and his editors were being imprisoned. But this is where Goenka's comeback mindset shines. He didn't see the struggles as a signal to quit. Rather, he saw them as the price of admission for the truth. He relied on a lean management. He would personally walk to shop floors, motivating his staff to keep the machines running even when there was no money for salaries. His reliance was built on a singular and stubborn belief that the truth has a market of its own. He didn't just survive the emergency, he emerged from it as a titan. By refusing to break, he turned the Indian Express into a symbol of national resistance, which eventually led to a massive surge in readership and credibility. He proved that a business built on values could survive a drought that would kill a business built only on gold. As we reflect on his life, we see a powerful truth. Ramnath Goenka's story teaches us that failures are stepping stones, not roadblocks. A roadblock says, stop here. On the other hand, a stepping stone says, step here to go higher. Every tax case filed against him, every loan rejected, and every threat made was simply a stone he used to climb above his circumstances. So, when you face your own emergency, remember the man who kept the press rolling in the dark. Don't fear the struggle. It is simply the foundation of your greatest comeback. I repeat, don't fear the struggle. It is simply the foundation of your greatest comeback. That's all. Thank you everybody for listening me.
Thank you, Kushdeep Kaur. You highlighted the key aspects of his life beautifully. Now, the seventh speaker of the day is Niharika Reddy. She is a student of MCA first year at MITS, deemed to be University, Mandapale. Her hobbies are reading books and singing. She secured fourth rank in undergraduation. Her aim in life is to become a successful leader and entrepreneur who creates impact, inspires people, and builds meaningful opportunities for others. She is going to speak on the topic entrepreneurship beyond degrees, ethnic over profit. Over to you, Niharika Reddy.
Good evening, respected speakers, organizers, everyone joining this session. I hope you're all doing well.
That's the problem over. How to unmute?
Hello.
Now you're ready, we'll call you next speaker. We will invite you.
My name is Niharika Reddy. I'm a first year MCA student from MITS deemed to be University, Andhra Pradesh. Today, I feel honored to speak about a remarkable personality who stood as a symbol of courage and integrity in Indian journalism, Ramnath Goenka. Ramnath Goenka was a pioneer of Indian fearless journalism. His journey shows that success is not dependent on elite academic degrees, but on strong determination, strong values, and bold decision making. He was the founder of the Indian Express Group, which became one of India's most respected media houses. Under his leadership, it was not just a newspaper group, but a powerful voice and accountability for justice. What made him truly exceptional was his independence. He never allowed political pressures or financial influence to control the truth. For him, ethics always comes first before properties, profit, and power. A defining moment in his life came during the emergency from 1975 to 1977. At a moment where censorship silenced everyone, Ramnath Goenka chose courage. He believed that media is not just a profession, but a responsibility to question authority, expose injustice, and ensure transparency in society. His actions, he showed that true leadership is all about standing firm for what is right, even in the face of adversity. As I conclude, I would like to leave you all with a thought. Ramnath Goenka's life is not just a history, but a lesson to follow for everyone. A lesson to value truth over convenience, a lesson to choose courage over fear, a lesson to choose strong for what is right. Let us carry forward his legacy by being ethical, responsible, and fearless in our own journeys. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you for that insightful presentation on the life of Ramnath Goenka. Now, the last speaker of today is Ritvik Arora. He's studying in class 10th in the Dashmesh Public School, Faridkot. His hobbies are reading science fiction thrillers and about current affairs. He won a silver medal in social study Olympiad. His aim in life is to join Indian judiciary. He is going to speak on topic. Wait, what? Over to you, Ritvik Arora.
Good evening, everyone. I would really like to apologize for a fault on my part. Actually, I was not able to unmute, and I would also like to thank Mr. Pradeep Khare for providing me a chance to redeem myself here. Mr. Ramnath Goenka was fondly known as the pillar of the Indian media, but he was not just a media mogul. He was a man of such great character that his name became synonymous with the name conscience of the nation. He was a freedom fighter, a statesman, a fierce protector of the Indian soul. Actually, his journey into the nationhood began with his role in the Indian Constituent Assembly. Representing the Madras province he was one of the elite people tasked with the drafting of the founding page. In his contribution to the constitution, it can be defined by a single focus, that is the protecting the liberty of the individuals. He understood that the constitution of a nation is only as strong as the protection it offers to a to the common citizens from the might of the nation. His transition from the streets of freedom struggle into the hall of the power were seamless. He entered into the parliamentary politics with a single focus and desire, that was to translate the promises of the revolution into a policy. And he understood that uh, being a passive legislator, he would not be able to bridge the gap between the governed and the governors. So he brought the same grit to the floor of the house that he displayed in his newsrooms. And he played a major role in strengthening our democratic institutions during the black period of the emergency. And perhaps it was his greatest legacy. Goenka believed that democracy is an delicate ecosystem that that requires constant maintenance. When the pillars of our republic were threatened during the emergency, he stood as a bulwark. He believed that and proved that press is not just a witness to democracy, but a primary institution to sustain it. And he became an ultimate voice for public accountability. To the Indian Express, he proved that uh, investigative journalism in India was required. He didn't just report the news, he interrogated power, whether it was exposing corruption or challenging the executive overreach. He demanded that those in high offices do not and do not ignore the common people but answer to them. He became a major master in the representation of the common people interest, ensuring that the grievances of the marginalized people reach the powerful. He was also concerned in our civic participation and the national development. He became a strong and tireless advocate for promoting the civil participation. He believed that and knew that a nation could not survive without with a with a slumbering citizenry, and he used proper means and his seat to promote and to inspire the youth to take part in the participation of the political issues. And his hostilic views toward the development of the nation were not just concerned with the GDP and the industrialization of the nation. He wanted the country to build such a character that resonated with resilience and showed interest in the common people's heart. And in conclusion, we get that his commitment to the responsible citizenship was unwavering, and he famously said that he would rather see his news channels close than see them being compromised. So he became a symbol of responsibility to the citizenship. Thank you. That was it. And I would really like to thank all the authorities and my fellow participants for showing support and paying heed to my words.
Thank you for that insightful presentation on life of Ramnath Goenka. Now, all eight speakers have expressed their views. I hope all of us have realized the principles of fearless journalism which Shri Ram Nath Goenka lived. But just think how small are the challenges that we face in our lives, and even then we get bogged down. Let's make a sincere effort to imbibe his qualities of head and heart. If anyone else wishes to add something, please raise your hand so that I may invite you. Now I request Colonel Pradeep Khare sir to distribute the certificates of participation and conclude the session.
Thank you, Anurit. I hope you can see the screen. The certificates now will be presented to all the speakers. The first one is Anurit, yes. She is the presenter. So the first certificate is for her. She has been conducting the session in a very professional manner, very confidently. Thank you, Anurit. Well done. Then we Adiva Singh. She was the first speaker. She also spoke well. This is a certificate for her. Then we had Swada Sharma. She again gave us speech properly. Well done, Swada. Then Ashmin Kaur. She also made a good effort. Well done, Ashmin, for your speech. Ritwik Arora, yes, initially had some problem, but he came up very well. And one thing which I appreciate, that he was not reading. He had practiced his speech, although he was taking a little bit time to remember in between, but that is very good effort. Without reading, if you are practicing it, that means you have given enough practice. Well done. Next we have Gurit Singh, Brar, yes. He also performed very well. He had practiced his speech properly and with proper body language, with proper expression, he could deliver his talk. Well done, congratulations. Then with Karthik Rao, again spoke very nicely. Congratulations, Karthik. Kushdeep Kaur, yes. Your uniform was so attractive, so nice. You had so many badges, and your speech was also good. Niharika Reddy, very nice. You also spoke well, nicely prepared, and delivered. And that's all. In fact, the guest speakers could not join today, so we could not have them. It so happened that all three of the guest speakers are not available for this session today. So, and one more announcement I would like to make here, that Mukesh Bhatnagar sir had promised that he'll be giving the book as a present to the most impressive speaker. So since he is not able to attend, I will send him the recording tomorrow. And based on that, he will select the most impressive speakers and send the books to them. It will be announced on the group. We'll put the names, everything on the group. If still anybody else wants to say something, you're welcome. Otherwise, we can end this session. Anyone else? No one? Okay. So all good things come to an end. And like this also, session is ending. Tomorrow I'll be putting up the recording of the session. You can see, and your family members, friends, everybody can see it. Share with them also.
May I say a few words, sir?
Please, please. I was requesting you. Yes.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Pleasure to see you every time with the youngsters. I don't know. You don't measure age, it looks like. Good evening, children. You have done so well. In fact, this is a starting stone of your life. Just as Ramnath Goenka has got so many things which he has achieved, so goes for you. You guys have to be with a lot of confidence and go ahead in life with some focus. Dreams, thoughts, and actions. You dream something good, convert it to thoughts and put it into action. Everything is possible. Never say no. As the military says, the jargon, don't ask how and why, do and die. So that kind of grit and determination should be there for you all to prosper. You're the messengers for the future. We are all spent force, but we still have the dreams that you youngsters will take our nation forward in some way. Why sir is conducting all the legends is to just to tell you, greatness does not come from just families. It comes from institutions, your thoughts, your sanskar. And that's exactly what the schools and colleges are meant for. Not air-conditioned comfort, hard work with passion. With blessings to you all and deep regards to Khare sir. Thank you very much. All the best, dear children. Jai Hind.
Yes, thanks a lot for your kind words, sir. It is very nice that you came forward and spoke so nicely. It is very
I cannot
encouraging for
leave
the
the armed
students.
forces behind. You're there. Bye, sir.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, as we say, all good things come to an end. So, this session also is coming to an end. Good night and take very good care of yourself. Bye bye. God bless you all.